We are live.
Hello, and welcome back to the Strollin and Trollin podcast. Today it is myself, Jeff the Mellows, joined once more by Pringle Son.
Welcome back.
How's it going?
Been a while since done a podcast.
It's been a while since I've done a podcast.
It's been a while since we've done a podcast. I don't. You think I have a separate podcast? I do.
Yeah, because, the only other podcast that I've talked about, the sister podcast that was coming, never came because one of the people disappeared off the face of the planet. Which I'm sure I've talked about.
I believe you have.
But anyway, we're back. And for like a brief period of time, I'm actually home in we'll call it the midsummer break from working at a summer camp. Because I'm only really back today, and then I'm scuba diving tomorrow and the day after. I can make... No.
Then you're going straight back to camp, or are you coming home and then going to camp?
I'm coming home for like an hour and then going back to camp, so like not really anything big.
Oh, okay.
Just to drop off my scuba stuff.
I see. Well, I haven't caught a break. Mostly, I'm technically on a break. I'm off for 3 days in a row. That's considered a break. Fucking work, but
Right. Which, by the way, I would like to talk about it. So I came back today. I would like to mention that it is a 2.5-hour drive between my house and the summer camp that I work at. So I drove 2.5 hours this morning back. Because I missed my family and I wanted to go hang out with them, I went to one of my sister's softball games, which was in Ypsilanti. So that was an hour and a half away. So I've driven 4 hours today, and obviously that took up quite a bit of gas. And I haven't filled my tank since going up to to Cole, which is the place that I work, the summer camp. And so I went to the gas station. This isn't really that big of a deal, but I went to the gas station and I filled up, and right across from the gas station is the pet store that I worked at. So I was like, I wonder how they're doing. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to go in there and find out. Not a single person that was working there when I worked there is still there, except for Travis.
You're telling me you telling me in the last month they've all just dipped?
Yeah, and there's like a whole new cast and crew.
What a quick turn of events, if you say that.
Yeah, it must have been pretty bad after me, Husto, and Garrick left, because again, nobody was there. And I was like, oh my god, where did everybody go? So I did go back to see how they were doing, though, and, same-o, it's a job, and it's kind of shitty.
Well, did Travis explain, how that all transpired, or no?
No, I didn't stay very long to talk to him. It was just kind of a thing that happened. I was just in the neighborhood, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to make a stop here real quick. See what's going down. Anyway, I just thought I'd bring that up. That, everybody except for Travis was gone.
I'm still working.
Which, again, weird.
That is really... Even for how you described it, how shitty of a job it is, that's still really quick for that many people to just dip out right after you leave. It's only been a month since you quit there, right? Or more.
Yeah, it's only been a month. Because I've been at camp for a whole month. Sleeping in a tent, teaching kids how to launch rockets. I've literally been teaching rocket science.
Oh, speaking of rockets, no, I'll get to that later, but I want to talk about how my summers went. So we'll get to graduation in a minute, but I do want to touch on a few other things.
No, we got to start with graduation.
Okay, we'll start with graduation.
Because you got to go in order.
Yeah. Okay, so we graduated. Fun.
Yeah. We're out of high school now. Next up, college. Next up, more suffering.
Nah, but college is better than high school because you get more freedom, but and more work. But
yeah.
So, graduation day. I don't know when the last time we did a podcast was, but we got out our last day of actual school was 10 days before the graduation ceremony took place. And
right.
I won't go into details what happened in that week. It was a
I
long week
will
for
a
me.
little bit.
Yeah, I don't want to get too personal on that, but we'll say it was a huge relief to be done. And thank God am I out of there.
I do want to go into it a little bit because crazy shit did happen in that time between getting out of school and graduating. So, firstly, obviously, we were out of school, right? So, in my mind, what that meant was we don't have any more work to do. We're done. Uh, but come to find out, like 3 days later, like the Monday, because we got out what
It
Wednesday,
was a Thursday, I
Thursday.
think.
Was it a Thursday?
I think
It
so,
might have
yeah.
been a Thursday.
I think it was a Thursday.
But either it was a Thursday because it was a holiday weekend, Labor Day. And
Right.
so,
No Memorial Day.
or wait, was it Memorial Day or Labor Day?
Labor Day's in September.
Okay, then it was Memorial Day. I don't know. I was getting confused. And so my thing was like, oh, so we're done with school, which means I don't have to turn any more homework in or anything like that. And then like the Monday after, check my grades, and I'll get into calculus in a minute, but I completely out of the blue, I had an A in the class, and then when I finished school, and then completely out of the blue, there's an I. It's just a dash. It's literally just a dash, and I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? Because I've never seen that. I don't know what that is.
It's not on the letter spectrum for our grades.
Like A through E without the F, and I'm like, what is this? There's an I? And so it's like, at first I'm like, what what does that mean? And then I find out it means I got it incomplete because my mom is like yelling at me over the phone, and I'm just like, what? Because I am like freaking out because I'm like, but I thought I was done with school. Why would I be checking my email? Because my teacher was emailing me, hey, you've got some critical content that needs to get done. By the way, again, in nutrition and wellness, of all things. And so my teacher had been emailing like, hey, you're gonna get an incomplete in this class if you don't do the homework that's due the Monday after you get out of school. And I'm just like, what? Why would I be checking my email? I'm done with school. There would be no reason for me to check my email. I like, this is supposed to be the biggest stress reliever ever. Getting out of high school, and then freaking, I get an incomplete in the class, and I'm just flipping out. And then the teacher lets me finish the assignment, thank God. But I was just like, are you kidding me? Of all the times and of all of the classes, it was freaking this one. Like, what?
That is, I don't like the.
And then,
See, that's the thing, right? It's because you think you're done, but the teachers, if you that you can get bit in the ass pretty good in those 10 days.
right.
It's not necessarily the teachers don't assign anything new, but if you haven't done anything beforehand, you know, because like
Right.
I didn't get any new assignments. One of my teacher's classes was still going, because it was a mixed class. So, but we
Right.
didn't have to do any of the other
Basically,
assignments.
like, it was
So,
those classes where you got seniors, freshmen, and whatever.
yeah, mine was botany, and she was still doing class, but she didn't
Ah,
post
God.
any. I didn't get any new assignments. I was done. I logged out of the classroom. Boom, done. So didn't have
Right.
to worry about that.
That's the other thing. I left all of my classes. Like, in Google Classroom, I just left them all.
I left them all. I didn't leave them all right away. I left them all a while after. I'm all out of them now. But like everything, Honor Society, Ram Crew, I'm done. I'm out of all of them. Goodbye. Done. See ya.
Goodbye. Goodbye forever.
Well, so creeping up to the end though, I was fine in most of my classes. The only one that I was not fine in was econ. Now if you look at my final grade from econ, I think it was an 84, which is pretty good. Shouldn't be somewhere where I'm thinking I'm going to fail the class. Here's the problem though. He only really had 3 things in the grade book. The first one,
Oh, yeah.
I failed, so I had to work to get that up. Ended up getting a B- on that. The second one I also got a B on. But if I failed the third one, I could have possibly tanked my grade and failed the class. And it being econ, a required credit to graduate, I had to get it
Right.
done. So there was a lot of stress behind that because I had to meet with him like almost every freaking day possible, and he wasn't
Yeah,
happy.
you did, Brangelin did. Everybody I talked to had what's his name, Mr. Mann as a teacher.
I hated
They
him
had to like sit
so
there with
much,
him.
and
You see, I
he
had
picked. Okay, here's
who
the
would
annoying
show
part.
up for 5 minutes and tell us, "Here's your job, go do it, have a good day," and it
Here's the
was
thing.
easy,
He would
easiest
make
class I've ever taken.
he made us stay on the meet while we worked, and he offered to
Yeah,
help, but he wasn't the best helper. But here's the thing, right? He he hates being online. So
right.
he would be like trying to stall, like when we'd meet him after school, before school, or on the Wednesdays when we were at home. Like he would try and stall, and he would be like distracted, and he would like be finicking with technology, and it was just like, really, dude, come on. And then he picked that time of the year to get his kitchen completely remodeled, so he was all concerned with that. I'm like, dude, can't you wait like another 2 weeks to get your kitchen remodeled? What the hell, dude? Come on. That was very stressful. I ended up pulling it out, so it was fine. But I actually ended up getting a D on the final project, but it barely affected my grade at all. So
Right.
points to me. I don't know how I pulled out an 80. I think it was 82 or 84 in that class, somewhere in there. My other classes were fine though. Botany was fine. What was the other ones? Math I did good. Schnepp actually gave me some recognition. He gave some people recognition. I was one of them. Nice fair.
Okay,
Actually,
well,
my last class.
on
He was
that
my
note,
last teacher. I started high school in a math class and I ended it in a math class, which was pretty symbolic, I should say. But basically, all we did in that last class, we could have left early, but I had plans after school with Brian and Eli, so I couldn't leave early. So I just sat there. He said, "You can either turn in your Chromebook and you can leave, or you can sit on your Chromebook and do whatever you want." Because some people were taking an optional test. I just sat there and looked on the internet and just then went home. So
yeah. So on that note, I also had Schnepp. I've talked about it before. AP Calculus. So, if you know what an AP or an AP class is, it's basically an advanced. It literally means advanced placement, and you can get college credit for completing it. But you have to take a class at the or not a class, a test at the end of it. So first off, I finished high school with an E in AP Calc, like a 48%, which again,
yep.
hardest class I've ever taken. I was not ready for it. I was losing my mind over it. I'd never been so stressed out before in my entire life until I got into this class. First semester I passed it with a D plus. Second semester I failed with an E. I still graduated, thank God. But that class was so miserable for me. As soon as I was done with it, I was so happy. But there was this weird thing that was going on, and I'm just going to call it residual stress. Like, the stress in that class was enough to make me want to jump off of a cliff. Like, I have never had a worse class than AP Calculus. Ooh, what was that? Okay. And so, first off, again, failed that class with an E. Secondly, I was going into an AP test with like absolutely next to no knowledge on what I was even talking about. And so you know what I did?
What'd you do?
So I answered whatever I could, exactly how I could. And then because I was bored and I still had to like fill a time limit, because that's kind of how they work. Like you're timed and you have to like sit there for the whole time.
Yeah,
But I was bored,
took an AP
and so
test.
after I did like a bunch of math on the paper or whatever, I just sat there and wrote a story.
What? What was it about?
Like it was like discount Lord of the Rings, but I made it. It was like a
Okay.
comedy. It was an action comedy.
Okay, cool.
I finished off AP Calculus writing an action comedy on my AP exam because I knew I was not going to get any credit for it because, again, I answered what I could, which was like 2 things, and then I had no idea what I was doing for the rest of it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what else do? You have to sit there for this period of time. I'm not just going to sit there and do
Could've just
nothing, and you
slept.
can't sit on your phone or anything.
Could have just slept. That's what I would have done.
I
But
could have
hey,
just slept, but I didn't feel like sleeping.
hey, advance your creative mindset.
Uh, who knows? Maybe the person, because I still haven't gotten the grade yet back for it, or like I guess it's points. It's like 1 through 5. Or actually, I think it's 0 through 5, and I'm probably get a 0. But who knows? Maybe the person who grades it will read that and be like, "This is the best thing ever. Somebody get this man a movie." You know?
Or maybe he'll give you credit. Who knows?
I get credit for literature instead of pink axle.
Um. So after that, really?
Hello?
Anyway, where do they leave off? So
After that, we're gonna talk graduation now. I think, like
for
actual
graduation,
graduation.
it was hot. The entire day. It was like 90 some degrees all day. I was really worried that I was gonna like people were gonna start collapsing a heat stroke, right?
Yeah,
Well, it was a nice breeze. It actually wasn't that bad at the ceremony itself. Um, wasn't the most ideal conditions possible, but hey, I'll take it over what it could have been, what I thought it was going to
right.
be. But I was glad that we got to pick who we got to sit by. Myself,
Yeah, and initially, I sat with you, but then automatically Jackson made some comment that offended somebody.
oh yeah, he made some comment that offended one of the Special Olympics kids at the bottom, and so there was a
Yeah,
huge argument over that. And then you dipped, you were God.
yeah. Me and Brangelin were just like, yeah, no, we can't associate
I
ourselves with this.
perfectly reasonable, perfectly reasonable. So
Yeah, and then Lucas Nunn got stuck with him, didn't he?
I think so. Um, but no, I don't know what he was doing during the ceremony, but like when we were sitting there, after we had already walked across the stage, we were sitting there waiting for everybody else to walk across the stage. He just
Right.
barges his way through, and just proclaims to everybody, "Hey, you want to go get ice cream after this?" I'm like, "Wait till after the ceremony."
I will like to note, Jackson has definitely gotten better as a person, but he is still not great. Although, and if you're listening, Jackson, don't take too much offense to this. I thought it was really funny how quiet the audience was when they called your name.
What was I doing? I think I was in line, so I might have clapped. I was talking to Eli the whole time.
I
About the
clapped for
random stuff.
Tyler Rudder. I clapped for a bunch of my friends. I was actually surprised because when
I
I
clapped
went
for
up there,
you.
I got like a decent amount of people saying "Yeah," and I'm like, "Who the hell? I don't know who's doing this."
No, I wasn't really paying attention to the applause I got. I did a fist pump, and everybody seemed to like that. But what what else did I do?
Well, besides it being hot
I don't know.
and sitting there listening to them read children's
Oh,
stories,
Eli was talking to Hildebrand about Star Wars before we went up. I remember it was hilarious. It was pretty funny. Um, but yeah,
God, Hildebrandt.
someone was FaceTiming right before they went up onto the stage. I remember that. I'm like, why? I
How
left
dare you
I
FaceTime while
left
you
my phone in
graduate?
my pocket the entire time. I was only gonna take it out if we were in like some distress situation. I was not about to rip my gown just to grab my phone.
Right. Which, by the way, I would like to say something about the gowns. The gowns are brown and gold because it's Holt, and we can say that now because we don't go there. And so basically, they're the cheapest things I have ever seen in my entire life. The cap and gown, like literally, the gown was just like the cheapest fabric you can find on top of cardboard. You know?
Pretty much, but I didn't mind. They were okay. Some people with some interesting fashion choices though. They didn't really seem to care other than the cap and gown.
Right.
Some people wore flip flops. Some people wore shorts. Some guys wore shorts. Girls wore shorts.
Thought about going commando entirely underneath it.
I dressed up a little bit, but only because I was forced to.
I dressed up out of a common courtesy because, like I said, I almost went completely naked under there, and nobody would have known. As a
Yeah,
joke, obviously, but
yeah.
like it would have been
I
funny.
don't. I don't think that would have been hilarious, but it would have been embarrassing, honestly.
Out of honestly, I have to make a point. I don't get very embarrassed anymore. I'm kind of in a I give no shits kind of mood all the time now, and so I don't have any problem with getting embarrassed.
Okay,
And
I forgot to.
the people
I
that
almost
go out
forgot
of their
about
way
this.
to the people that go out of their way to.
I gotta be honest though, I wasn't. I wasn't scared for me doing anything stupid. Or many of my other friends or anybody really. I was scared that Jackson was going to do something very, very stupid, and he almost did. Almost. He didn't, but he almost did something. He almost got himself. He almost really tainted the night for everybody, but thank God he didn't. Everybody was pretty nice. It was a nice ceremony. I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
I'm glad there
it
was
was
full
pretty good,
crowd.
and I am beyond happy that I'm finally done with that nonsense. And
Yeah,
I'm
I
sure
am
you
too.
are.
I am very, very happy. Very, 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 very happy. So, post graduation, what did I do? You left for camp after my open house.
Right, I did get to your open house. Right, you want to talk about our open houses?
Your open house, you had your pool open, and you had a incident. I don't know if.
Oh yeah, there was. Okay, so I'll talk about that. So I live in a house that has a pool. I've shown it off in one of my cooking videos. I just did a mini backyard tour in the middle of one of my cooking videos. And so basically, for all the young kids, I was just like, well, if they come, why don't they? Why can't they just like swim in the pool? I mean, they're not going to have any fun just sitting around talking to people like us older people do. Let's just let them swim in the pool, you know. But
Yeah.
there's a kid who lives right down the road who is like a pyromaniac, and he's also like super autistic. And he comes in like right outside our fence, and I'm like, who the hell is that? Because I didn't know anything about him at the time. And he literally just starts beating it off right there in his pants.
Oh,
And so we had to chase him down and get rid of him. Like twice we had to chase him down because he came back again, and my dad was gonna kill him.
God damn it!
That was an experience.
Yeah. So I didn't realize. I didn't. I wasn't. Your open house was pretty fun. Then I came back
Yeah, we had
afterwards.
a fire afterwards, and we burned
Yeah.
Texas.
Well, we watched we watched some videos from a certain YouTube channel first. Then we went out to the fire.
Nintendo or Nintoden and
Nintendo.
Kent's
Yeah,
channel.
Kent would. We went out to the fire, and that was really fun. I enjoyed that. Then you came to my open house, which I was pleasantly surprised that you were able to. I was happy that you were able to be there.
Yeah, me too.
Super hot though. Holy crap. Me and my family were gonna go down with heat stroke almost. It was bad because we barely
Yeah,
got
it
to
was
be
much
inside all
much
day.
hotter than it was.
But I got sunburnt. That was fun. I didn't. I actually wasn't told about this until after the party. I think the day after the party. But a rabbit had died on our sidewalk during the party of heat stroke.
Oh,
And
nice.
my dad had to take care of it in private so that the small children at our party didn't see it, and luckily they were able to do that safely, and I wasn't even informed of it. I had no clue what was going on. And then literally a freaking hurricane came through about a couple hours after our party ended, and so that
Yeah,
was
I heard
fun.
about
That was fun. Luckily we were all cleaned up by then. We were just hanging out, but I got really sunburned. I was really tired, but it was a fun party. Both our open houses were pretty fun. I wish I could have had friends
that.
over afterwards, but many of them went to Mateo's open house afterwards, so I wasn't going to infringe on that. And also, it was hot and humid, and it stormed, so it's whatever.
Right.
After that happened, you left for camp, and then what did I do after that? So So I promised at the beginning of this year that I would do more vlogs when I got the opportunity. Remember me saying that?
Yes.
Well, I've lived up to that promise. We did a Michigan's Adventure vlog on July 1st. Filmed it on July 1st. I think it went up on the 3rd. That
Yeah, I
was
saw
fun.
that one.
That was fun.
You've done a lot of secret menu vlogs.
Yeah, we've done a bunch of secret menu hunts. We're up to 4 now. 2 of them have been successful. 2 of them had been unsuccessful. I don't have any more planned right now, so. But, Michigan's Adventure was fun. I got a couple more vlogs coming out next week. Or doing next week. I don't know when they're going to come out, but. I got a couple more ideas, but I'm just happy to be able to vlog, because vlogging is fun. It's been really fun. I've been able to. Because when I watch vlogs on YouTube, they're always done in ways that they've never been done like the right way, in my opinion. You know, they don't detail. When I do vlogs, I like to detail what I'm doing, show off footage of what I'm doing, and not like spending half the video telling them to subscribe or showing like nothing in their video. You know, I want to show stuff, and with the Michigan Adventure vlog, at least, I feel like I did that. I got into detail on every single run of the coasters, showed off areas of the park, and got detailed to everything that we did, all the important parts, except for 2 things. One was we decided to do the 25-cent barrel foot massages because we had spare change from the Dippin' Dots ice cream stand we went to. That was an experience, and I forgot to film it because I didn't think it would be that much of an experience. But in the second one, we met this guy on Thunderhawk who rode with Eli, and he'd been to so many different. He'd rode a lot of roller coasters, and he was an enthusiast, and he was going to be at Michigan's Adventure for 2 days. By the way, who goes to Michigan's Adventure for 2 days? But
no clue.
I guess he does. But I wanted to get him on an interview so bad. I point to him when we're leaving Thunderhawk. I point to him. He's walking away. And we saw him again. We saw him again on Corkscrew when we went to ride that, but didn't get him on for an interview, and I really wanted to. It would have been a great interview.
Right.
Missed opportunity. I talked to him too when we were.
That's the other thing that's cool about vlogging is you also meet a bunch of cool people.
But I'm sure I'll meet more people because we're going on a Cedar Point trip, and I hope to get some footage of that, but it's going to be more of a family trip, so I don't know if I'll actually formally vlog it, but I hope to get at least some footage. And maybe I'll meet people there, too, and I can do interviews or something. I'm more likely to meet enthusiasts at Cedar Point than I am Michigan's Adventure, so that's a good, but I'm going to a Lug Nuts game Wednesday, Spartan Speedway on Friday. I hope to get out to a Tigers game this year with some friends and vlog that. That would be fun.
My family is going to a Tigers game next Saturday.
I'm waiting. I am waiting for Cabrera to be at 499 when he's at home, and I want to go out and see him hit his 500th home run. It's a long stretch. He might not even get to 500 this year, but he's close, and I want to see it happen in person. Or at least on TV. But
if you saw it in person and recorded it, it would get you lots of views.
If I'm going, I'm going to record it. I'm going to record every time he's up to the plate.
Right.
That'd be great.
That's clicks right there. Next thing you know, a bunch of random people will start watching your vlogs and stuff.
I have been on a steady incline. I'm up to 144 subscribers now. I've been on a steady incline. 5K views. The Car Stew videos with the 5K, almost a 5K.
Right.
Right. And
which is still weird to me because it's like such an obscure thing.
Like, what's some other ones here? Let's go to popular uploads. I'm to 144 subscribers. Yep, 4.9. It needs only 45 more views to get to 5K. DreamWorks Movies tier list almost to 3K. Wii Sports has been doing pretty good. But even my more recent uploads, they've been doing pretty good as well. Especially the Michigan's Adventure vlog. I'm glad the Michigan's Adventure vlog is doing good. The only regrets I have from that vlog was maybe not including so much footage in the final product. There's a few things that I looked back like, I probably didn't have to include that, you know. But
right.
And I wish I included so much. Like half the vlogs I was playing mini golf, and I really didn't want to play mini golf. That was the only. Other than Shivering Timbers being closed, that was really the only damper of the day for me personally. I didn't really want to do mini golf. First of all, it's an upcharge attraction. I don't really do upcharge attractions at the park. If I'm going to just pay money, it's either going to be in the gift shop or buying food.
Right.
But it was an upcharge attraction. I didn't really want to play it. I just wanted to go re-ride some roller coasters. We hit up every one of the roller coasters except for Shivering Timbers, but we only got to ride each of them once. And there were a few that I wanted to ride a second time, and we didn't get to because we spent so much time playing mini golf. And sure, it was fun playing mini golf, but I can do that at home and make that a whole separate vlog instead of incorporating it into this Michigan's Adventure vlog. But now, no, I didn't really want to, but it's okay. I mean,
fun with friends is still fun with friends, regardless.
Right? Yeah. I mean, it was still fun. I almost hit the ball into the middle of the lake twice. That was pretty funny. And then I almost. It's a pretty challenging course. I mean, there's some good holes, some creative holes, and there's some good scenery points too. If you watch the vlog, I got some good shots of the roller coasters. It's like right by the lake, and you get some nice shots of the roller coasters and stuff. It's a nice course. I'm not saying it's not a bad course. Just you're in an amusement park, playing mini golf is usually not gonna be your top option. But what are you gonna do about it now? I will say though, I don't know if I explained this really well in the vlog, but we rode the Grand Rapids River Ride after Thunderhawk, and there was only 2 major points where you were able to get wet, and there were 2 separate waterfalls, and I got soaked under both the waterfalls, and Eli and Lucas didn't.
Nice.
That was funny, but it took my shorts the entire day to dry out, so that was fun.
Yeah, so while you were doing all that, I've been at summer camp, and now, and your promise of vlogging this year, you've fulfilled. Now, my promise of about 2 vlogs a week, plus a podcast every week, not happened. Which I'm sure nobody has noticed or cared about, because nobody watches my stuff anyway. But
I watch your stuff. I matter.
Okay, well, anyways, I've been at summer camp. Now, the reason for why I haven't been doing any of this is because I forgot how terrible and awful summer camp is to work. And so I've got a couple things to say. First off, I was going in as the director of ecology. That was my official title. That's what they told me I was gonna do. That's what I was gonna do. So I go in there with the intent of being the director of ecology, and I get there and they say, "Yeah, no, this guy's that now." So first things first, they're telling me that I don't have my job. So I don't know if I'm getting paid the same, which I'm already getting underpaid as it is.
How much are you getting paid?
$330 a week.
$330 a week. That's more than I make.
A week, working 16 hours a day.
Oh wait, never mind.
Yeah. I work from 8 a.m. to midnight.
I'm gonna do some math real quick. You keep talking.
8 a.m. to midnight. Every day except for Saturday and Sunday, which I work 8 to noon or noon to midnight. And so that was the first big thing for me, and I was just like, well,
holy shit, you're only making like $3 an hour. What the fuck?
I was like, so basically, I was like, well, this sucks. I am not happy. But I didn't say that because, that's just not who I am. I'm not very open about, me hating things. Just kind of like keep that behind closed doors. Nobody else needs to know that I'm not happy with this. Like, we got bigger issues to deal with. Speaking of those bigger issues, let's start with EcoCon's event, which is called Nature Feature, where it's a bunch of fun activities that you go there and do Tuesday night, and nobody showed up. It's week. I've gotten through 4 weeks now, and nobody has showed up any of the weeks. Yeah. But week 1, it was a real big deal, and then because me, Max, and Peter decided we did not want to do one of the other events that nobody shows up to. So instead we were going to stay at EcoCon and do some work, do some cleaning. And so no, none of these names mean anything to anybody, but David and Sam show up. And, well, David shows up on radio, Sam saying, I've got 3 people here that aren't where they're supposed to be because David's a dick. That's what David does. That's his whole spiel, is that he's a dick. And so Sam shows up, and me and Max tell him how it is. This place sucks. We hate working here. I hate the events that we have. I am not the director of ecology right now, and that sucks. I don't know what's going on. Nobody tells us anything. It's just an overall shitty experience.
So I want to ask real quick. Do you have the option to just quit?
I do, and I almost did, and so did Max.
So why haven't you? If you hate it and you're being underpaid, why don't you just save what summer you have left and quit?
There's a reason. I'll get to that in a minute, though. So we're in there, and we get out of this massive argument, and people are crying. It's bad. I'm upset. Max is upset. Max calls his parents and tells them he's quitting. So he originally was, but we both ended up having conversations with the camp directors, who are really nice. And so now I am back to being the director of ecology, and Max has his own thing now, where he is the conservation director, and he is getting his own conservation week, and he doesn't have to deal with all the other crappy bullshit that they make us do every week. And so he's living the dream. I'm still underpaid, though. That does not change. It will not change. But anyway, so that ends that. And we're like, okay, well, it is what it is at this point. It can't get much worse than this. And so then, in the next 2 weeks, I spend about $300 on camp stuff. Just, rocket engines and fish hooks and just other cleaning supplies, stuff like that. So expensive stuff. Like I said, I spent like $300 and something on that. And then there was this whole debacle, which is not a word that people use often, and that just aged me like 40 years up. But
no, he's not.
It was insane. My plan was to pay for this stuff myself and then get reimbursed. But the way the system works, which I didn't know about, I didn't know any of this. I'm not getting reimbursed for any of that, so I just blew $300 and something, which, by the way, is like a week and a half of pay. So I basically worked a week and a half for free.
God damn it!
And so I'm not getting reimbursed for that, which I find out the must have been, it was Friday, because the Thursday before that Friday, week 2, by the way. In 2 weeks, I blew $300. 300 something bucks. This is probably closer to 400, I'll say. So the Thursday before that, I get a stomach virus, and I'm sick the whole day, throwing up in my tent all day. And so basically, when something like that happens, there's not much you can do except for, isolate in your tent. And so I did. I was just in my tent all day, throwing up into a bucket, and it was a shitty day. The week after that, after I did that, there was an entire troop of about 40 people that got sick, and only about 4 of those kids did not get sick. And so people are just getting sick all over the place, and we have to do this massive amount of cleaning and stuff. But it's not like COVID or anything. It's not something super terrible. It just, relieves your entire system of everything. You're basically projectile vomiting and shitting everywhere.
Well, so if you're constipated, that's what you need to do, huh?
Bent over and did a little bit of a spin, it would be like a shit vomit sprinkler.
Oh, fuck. No, I did not want to imagine that.
Can we get some fan art, please?
No.
Email it to Tyler.
Oh, no.
All hours of the day, I want him to receive a fan art of some shit vomit sprinklers. But anyway, so I got sick that day, and then the next day, I find out that I blew basically $400 on camp supplies, and I'm not getting paid back for that. And that's all at the end of week 2. So week 3 comes around. By the way, week 2 is our biggest week. So like 2 blows to the chest in that week. Week 3 comes around. smaller, much smaller week. We only had like 80 kids total. Well, we had like 200 something kids, but about 150 of them were in one troop, and they do their own stuff. They just use our camp. And so we only had about 80 kids, and we didn't have a lot of classes, and we kind of could chill. That was an easy week. Nothing really big happened there. But it was super tiring still. And week 3 and week 4 are about when everybody starts to rip each other's throats out because, we've been here for like a month and we're tired of it. And so I was dealing with a lot of that. Me personally, I didn't want to rip anybody in EcoCon's throats out. But EcoCon staff, they wanted to rip each other's throats out like no tomorrow. So I, being the director of ecology, the EcoCon Center as well, I have to deal with that. And so I am dealing with it. But, it's still kind of going. They're still kind of ripping each other's throats out about literally everything. And it's really kind of annoying. But, that week's over. Now come to this past week, which was a little bit bigger, but not much bigger. It's about the same as last week. Except for, Max is gone. So our conservation guy is gone. And a new guy comes in. Cover that. He's really nice, thank God. But another guy, who's the son of the retired camp director, got his knee replaced, and now he's there all the time. Now, he's a nice guy to talk to, but he's really annoying. And he just gets in the way all the time. And so he just shows up whenever he wants, because he got his knee replaced, so he can't do a real job, and for whatever reason, we pay him to work with us. And so I have to deal with him now. And Max is still not going to be here next week, which is going to be much bigger, and I'm going to have one less staff member. So I don't know how next week's going to go, but I've got 3 more weeks of this nonsense before I can come home. And Tyler, I swear to God, I'm going to lose my mind.
Do you still want me to come up there and surprise you? Like you said.
Don't surprise me. Let me know in advance, because, it'd have to be Saturday between... Because here's the other thing. I get Wednesday nights off and Saturday noon to Sunday noon off. I don't get a full day off until, like, today, when I took the day off. And so I have from 5:30 to 11 Wednesday and noon to noon Saturday to Sunday. Not even, because the meeting is at noon, and that could go to 1:30. So I don't even have a full 24 hours off most of the time. And so I'm kind of miserable. So if you are going to come up, you got to let me know. But it would be nice if you would come up.
Might bring the crew and we'll
do a little bit of a vlog. There's a bowling alley up there.
Might come to Walmart. Might come to Walmart and buy some 12 packs of Frostbite. I'm kind of doing a little 12 pack collecting right now. I've got about, let's think, let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, about 13 12 packs just sitting by my fridge right now. So.
Yeah, so I've already had a pretty eventful summer. And so I did release one vlog. That did happen.
Yeah, like at the beginning when you were like getting there, and you got to meet some of the people, and you guys were like hanging out. It was a pretty cool vlog.
Yeah, it was kind of, we had Pre Malone and Tony and, Walter and Max were there, and Peter was there. We went and got food, and then we hung out at the park, and then we went to Walmart, and I showed off some gamer socks. Now, I am going to do one more, at least, where I show everybody EcoCon. Show everybody the area that I work. Maybe go around to a little bit of the other places at camp, show off my tent.
How big is the camp?
It's massive. But, I'll do more explaining on that if I do the vlog, which I want to. I really do. But it's more of a question of, am I willing to walk around and, in the hot days and just record camp? Which, more than likely, the answer is yes. So I will do that. Shit. I don't know who's going to do it with me, but I'll probably have, like, Pre Malone and Peter in that, and who knows what. But yeah, so it's been an event. And so I'm kind of apologizing for not doing many podcasts or vlogs. It's just hard. It's a hard job, and it's super stressful. And every day I feel like I want to, end myself, because it's just awful. But, the reason why I'm staying is because I have 3 staff members that cannot run EcoCon by themselves. So without me, they are nothing. Uh, I mean, Tony is the best staff member the entire camp has. Linus is really great, which is Pre Malone. Pre Malone is Linus, and then Peter is also great, but Peter gets sidetracked really easily, and he's a little bit childish. So really, without me holding the whole thing together, they wouldn't be able to operate and function at all. So me being gone this Friday and Saturday might be a little bit difficult for them, but I'm sure they'll manage. It's just a day and a half for them. But so that's the whole reason I'm staying is because I really, really like the staff that I work with. In EcoCon, I don't like any of the other staff mostly. There's like a collection of about 10 people outside of EcoCon that I like. But other than that, EcoCon is great. And so that's the whole reason I'm staying. I'm obviously not staying for the pay. I'm not staying because it's a great job. I'm staying because I like the staff members and I don't want them to fail.
Well,
so
okay. Continue.
We'll do another podcast at the end of the summer when I come back. We'll figure out where the heck I'm at.
Well, when we do the next podcast, we got to talk about we'll be getting ready to go to college at that point, I think it'll still be a few weeks, but we'll begin the big preparations. We're not gonna move out. We're all it's me, you, and Lucas are the 3 MSU people, and we're all staying home. So,
but maybe at the end of the year we might move in.
Well, for the first, we're staying home for at least the first semester. At least I am. I might go into a dorm at the start of the second semester.
Okay, so here's my thing with that. Don't go into a dorm. They're expensive and unnecessary, and the whole college experience is a lie, and it sucks, and you're just going to be miserable. If we're going to do anything, the 3 of us are going to rent out an apartment and just chill there. And we can have it would just be better. And, one of the things they tell you is to not room with your friends. But I have spent enough time with you being an idiot that I think I can handle it. And I think vice versa, you could also handle me.
Yeah, we just need to respect each other's distance. Really.
Right. And I'm sure we've been doing YouTube for so long.
Our channels would definitely become more intertwined if we lived together.
Right.
But I think an apartment.
I think the only thing that might get in the way with that is if anybody gets into a real relationship, because obviously, if you get into a college relationship, the odds of you moving in with that person are more likely than moving in with your friends.
Well, we'll see about that, won't we?
Right. We'll get there when we get there. But
no,
college.
I'm on board with that. I'm on board with sharing an apartment. I will not be working nearly as much as I am right now while in college. I'll be working maybe 2, 3 max days a week. And 2 of those 3 days, if I work 3 days,
I'm going to be working as much as I possibly can. And so here's my next thing. So I know it's been hard for me to upload. I still have a bunch of stuff. Arc is still going up. That doesn't end until August. And then I have a couple other things to do, and I'll probably be doing more podcasts and vlogs and stuff. But as soon as I get into college, or as soon as I get back from summer camp, I'm going to be looking for a job, or maybe even 2 jobs, because I'm just going to be a workhorse for a year and get a butt ton of money and then settle down. And just because I want to get in and out of college without debt. I'm not going to I'm not taking out any loans. I'm not doing any of that. I'm only going to be there for 4 years. And I just don't need to spend a crap ton of money. So I'm not working a lot. And so my uploads are going to slow down, where I'm sure yours will pick up. But, it's going to be a rough time, but we'll get through it.
Well, you can't overdo yourself either. I mean, I'm going to be downsizing because I need to, get used to being in college and stuff, and I might slowly ramp it back up. But, I've been working a shitload so far this summer. Close to 40 hours a week, even with 2 days off. That's a lot. And so
I might, because I don't think I'm going back to the pet store, and if I do, I'm definitely getting a second job. But there is a place that starting play is between $17 to $22 an hour. And it might be a shitty job, but I don't think money jobs are going to be shittier than working at this summer camp. So I might be going to do that, which is a factory job.
Oh, really? In college, a factory job? I wouldn't recommend that.
But you see, the difference between what you and I are doing is that I do not care about, having all this open time. It is not something that I'm worried about. I'm going to be taking like 3 classes this first and second semester, and then I'm going to, not be super stressed out all the time. And I'm not going to procrastinate everything that I do. And like every other college kid, they tell you, oh, God, the work is so hard. But really what it is they procrastinate until like the end of the week. Um, I'm not doing that. My goal is to get things done as soon as I can and go work. Because mentally, and a lot of people have told me this, especially at the summer camp when people try to guess how old I am. They tell me that I act older than I am. Like, I tell them I'm 18, and pretty much everybody says, wow, I thought you were a lot older than that. And I ask, and they're like, I ask, how old do you think I am? And their response is usually, it's from like 22 to 25 is their response for my age. And then at one point I asked like 2 people, I was like, wait, you guys also mentioned that I act older than I am. How old do you think I act? And they literally told me I act like I'm from my mid 30s to early 40s.
Oh, damn.
So, and I believe that because I'm under the mindset that, life sucks. I got a job to do. I'm going to do it. I'm going to hate it, but I'm going to do it because money is money and I need money. And me personally, I don't plan on, having to deal with relationships or kids because I don't want any of that. I don't want to say I'm a lone wolf because that's kind of a joking thing, but like I think people are too expensive, and right now I'm not doing that. People get into relationships way too quickly, and I'm not worried about it right now. Right now, I'm worried about me getting in and out of college, getting a real job, getting enough money, and not raising a kid or getting married because there's a reason why the divorce rate is like 50%. It's because everybody gets married as soon as they get out of high school. And you don't know by then. Like, I may get into a couple of relationships, but I'm not going to just stick with a relationship for a month and say, hey, we're getting married and that's it.
Well,
no, because that's dumb. Do that.
I'm open to a relationship in college, but fuck if I'm going to get married in college. Like, no. I know marriages are expensive. Kids are expensive.
Right. I'm unlike because my parents are. My mom's not even in her 40s yet. My dad's in his mid 40s. So they had me when I was young. Or when they were young, not when I was young. I was
you were
obviously
young when you were born. Yes.
Yeah. But I'm gonna be one of those parents that doesn't have a kid until I'm 40.
Nah, I don't know. Still figuring all that out. So moving on. I have a few ideas for vlogs in college that I want to do. They basically all involve sporting events right now. I bought my student football tickets. I recommend you do the same before you leave again. For the season. So I hope to vlog a football game or two. I hope to vlog a basketball game or two. I hope to vlog a hockey game or two when I buy those tickets. And maybe do some other vlog shenanigans around campus and stuff and meet people to bring on those vlogs.
We'll just do hangout vlogs.
Yeah. Yeah, just walking around and enjoying the scenery and that kind of stuff,
Right.
Yeah, my God, Andrew's being a real asshole right behind me. It's on voice chat and on FaceTime. It's an audio on TikTok. But anyway, I want to talk about a little story, because I am in quite a great deal of pain right now. In my right rib cage, my shoulders, my arms, and my back. Right now, I'm in a great deal of pain. Because yesterday, I went up north and went jet skiing. I'd ridden on a jet ski many times before, but I'd never driven one myself until yesterday. So I get on this thing, and I knew what to expect. I've ridden a jet ski before. I know how fast they go. I know the bumps and stuff. So I went for it. I floored it. And holy crap, do they do a number on your arms. So this one went up to about 50 miles an hour. And so I was actually doing about 46, and I cut left immediately. And you're really only supposed to go between 30 and 35 to go around a corner, but I went about 46, 47 miles an hour, and I got whipped off the jet ski. And I slapped the water with my right ribs on the right side of my body, and I either hit the right side of my body with my arm, or the impact was just that great. But I woke up, I got out of the water, I was seeing stars, I was in a great deal of pain, and the jet ski was right there. The jet ski came to a complete stop after I fell off. Thank God, but oh my God, my head was like throbbing. I'm like, oh crap, I have a concussion or something. Luckily I didn't. My head's fine now. So I had to get off, take a break. But then I got back on shortly after on the other jet ski, and this time I was going about 52 when when I was going about 52, and I didn't learn my lesson. I cut another corner and fell off again. This time head first into the water, and this time the jet ski still kept going straight even after I fell off. And so I wasn't gonna be able to swim to it. I was much farther out this time as well. That sucked. I had a life jacket on. I was awake. I was alert. I was floating, but I was not gonna be able to make it to the jet ski. Luckily, the other guy, my brother and my cousin who were got on the other jet ski, came out, rescued me, got back on. I was not able to go full speed the third time. My third time out, I just went about 35, but I knew my muscles were actually giving out for good, and I knew I was gonna fall off again. And I couldn't take another fall, so I brought it in, and I was done for the day. And I am in a great deal of pain now. So
yeah, obviously.
But it was fun. But I just wanted to do that. There's a short coming out. There's a short coming out on that. Is it? No, I don't know when it is. Tomorrow or Sunday? Monday. Coming out on Monday. There's a short.
Which dates the recording of this video.
Yeah. There's a short coming out about that. It's not very good quality. And you can't even see me fall off. It's just a big splash of water. Then you see the empty jet ski. But, you know. And I also want to talk about 4th of July. I went to Eli's house. A bunch of us got together, and we went to his house for the 4th of July. I worked until 6 that day. So I got home, changed real quick, and then went. And then they decided last minute to say, hey, we're going swimming in the pool. So I had to run home again, grab my stuff, and then come back and swim. But after we swam, we lit off fireworks, and I lit off my very first firework ever by myself.
Nice.
Another short coming for that as well. But they were really fun. There were some really good fireworks, and we had a lot of fun. It was just like, we looked around and you just saw fireworks everywhere you looked. They were literally everywhere. It was completely insane. But they were just flying everywhere, and they were loud. And here's the thing, here's what annoyed me, right? It's like everybody was pretty invested. Like Eli lit off a bunch. He was invested. Eli's sister lit off a bunch. She was pretty invested. I lit off a few. Cole lit off the majority of them. He was having a lot of fun. Even Lucas was having fun. Brian was having fun. But Jackson, all right, he got a phone. You didn't know. He got his own phone back in about a month ago now. Maybe a month ago now. And it's simultaneously the worst and the best thing that happened to him. He started his own YouTube channel, if you didn't know.
I did know that.
Videos. He's also back on Instagram, posting about 5 times every hour. YouTube, nice. He hasn't posted in a few days. He did do one good vlog. He did a good car show vlog at St. Ignace. That was a pretty cool one. I watched that. His other videos aren't that great, but he was literally just on his phone the entire time. And then, because it was technically, Jackson wanted to have a party at his house for the 4th of July. Eli also wanted to have a party at his house for the 4th of July. So they did them both at the same time. They didn't merge the parties. They were literally separate parties, but everybody pretty much was migrated over at Eli's. So then, when the fireworks were going off, Jackson decided that he was getting overwhelmed by the fireworks, which, I mean, okay, it's kind of reasonable, but not really. And then he went home.
Look, I had 2 kills. Aren't you proud of me?
But Right after that, we went to. Right after that, me, Brian, and Cole stayed over at Eli's for the night. And we went to McDonald's. Tried to go to McDonald's after. And do a secret menu hunt. They were closed. Every fast food joint was closed except for Taco Bell. And then we went back to Eli's and just hung out. And we were not up very long. We were up till I think 2 a.m. And people didn't leave until midnight. We were asleep by 2:30. We did not stay up very late at all. Because literally, we set the fireworks off in the middle of the cul-de-sac in a street, and then when we had sparks, we were literally booking it back. So I did a lot of running, and me being my out of shape self, don't run very fast. So, you know, it was fun. It's the first time I haven't been up north for the 4th of July in quite a while, so I was actually able to hang out with my friends.
I did not celebrate the 4th of July. I worked that day.
But, well, it sounds like I've really done, I've vlogged, and I'll be doing more vlogging, as I said.
Right.
Stuff. I've got a lot of plans for next year. I've told you most of my plans for next year.
Right.
I won't make them public until they actually become official. That'll be a while.
Right.
Besides what I've already got planned now, I've got a couple other things that are still in the works, like going to a Tigers game. I'm also going to be going with my dad to a NASCAR race that I probably won't vlog. I might get footage, but I probably won't vlog it. That'll be in late August. I think about a week before we go to college, I think. Plus maybe a Tigers game in the beginning of August. And I got a few other vacations, but mostly I'm just going to be working and trying to prepare for college. I'm really locking down, trying to get that done, but also just trying to, there's a lot more smaller things this summer, not the big things like I've planned for next summer. This first year of college is going to be very pivotal, for many, 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 many reasons.
Right.
So, just, who's going to be, who are we going to make friends with, what kind of videos are we going to make? Is my channel going to blow up? Because right now, it's heading in a direction where it could blow up. Any minute now. Any minute. I could wake up one day and I could have 1,000 subscribers. Or I could wake up and lose subscribers. It's at a very pivotal point right now. Because the content's getting there. Will the people continue to watch? So.
Right. And with more vlogs and other videos, it'll help. But, anyway. On that note, it's getting late and I got to get up at 5 o'clock tomorrow. So we're going to end this one here. Next one we'll have a guest. I don't really know who it is. We've got 3 choices, but we won't disclose them. So it is going to have a guest though.
But
that'll be at the end of the summer, or the end of me being at camp. Or maybe it'll be me during. I don't know.
Probably be when you get back from camp. But you're going to be back before ARC ends, right?
Yes,
ARC,
sort of.
Because the last ARC video I have going up is, the last ARC video, the related thing I have going up is the ARC thingy-mahoover on like the 13th, I think it is.
The ARC Dino tier list is the official end of the uploads.
Are you not going to do a compilation, best ARC moments?
Maybe later than that, but right now I don't have really time to do anything.
Right. I could also try and take on that project. I'm going to try and get more into editing things. I've got a video that I'm going to do some minor editing for tomorrow morning.
So we're going to put a bookend on this one. Hope you guys enjoyed. This has been the Strollin and Trollin podcast with your boy, Jeff Close and Pringleson. We will see you
my brother, who's
in the next one. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Say goodbye, Tiny.